Hello and welcome to the Malika Writes channel. My name is Malika Writes and today I want to take a break from our usual content to address a particular comment that crops up every now and then in certain videos. It usually runs along the lines of society is fundamentally broken, why are you encouraging men to fight for a system that is broken, why should men sacrifice their lives for society and or women, it's a trap, and you get the point. I want to establish a few points. This channel is not a manosphere channel or a red pill channel. I do not create content that dictates how men should live their lives and move in this society. What I do is look at concepts in literature and relate them back to real life. So yes, in some videos I can make suggestions, identify problems, and even encourage men to live better lives, but this is by no means the main focus of the channel. One of the things I have always disliked about academia is how detached it can be from real life. This often is one of the reasons that English literature as a course is not taken seriously. It's hard to see how it can apply to real life. So what I do on this channel is apply literature to real life, kind of like grounding it. On this channel, I'm interested in my audience. I'm speaking to people and my subscribers are predominantly men. I routinely ask my audience what they would like me to talk about because I actually care about what they would like to talk about. One of the reasons I even started talking about masculinity and femininity is because until recently there were only two established genders, so your characters were going to be one of the two. That is why I spent so long on those concepts. They're fundamental to understanding and evaluating stories, but more than that, they're fundamental to life. This brings us to the next point. I believe in free will, so whatever you wish to do with your life is your business. The only requirement I have of my fellow man is that he follows the law. This is the agreement that everyone makes in order for this civilization to function, with a few exceptions like criminals. Whether you choose to give up on yourself or strive for a better life is really none of my business. It doesn't affect the price of bread. So when you ask this question, why should men sacrifice their lives for society or women? Why should men fight for a broken system? What you're really saying is, I don't want to do anything about something I have a problem with, and I don't want to hear you talking about it either. And that's fine. You don't have to fight for anything. You don't have to do anything about society. Not everyone makes the choice to fight for something, and that's perfectly fine. A lot of people don't have anything to fight for. But for the men with dreams, the men with families, loved ones, hope, hell, and objective, it can be helpful to see that lessons can come from anywhere. For the people who are searching for answers, who desire to become wise, who have a future in mind, for the undefeated, literature can be an enriching source of knowledge. So let's answer this question first of all. What is society? Society is everyone that isn't you. It's your neighbour, your mate, your co-worker. It's the old lady down the street, the kid on his way to school. It's the celebrity and the bricklayer. So when you say society is broken and you turn your back on it, you're actually part of the problem. So everyone except you is broken? Everyone's your enemy? Look, when you go about the world with your hands in your pockets and your head bowed, glaring at anyone with a slight smile on their face, you're the problem. The people who say let society crash and burn, okay, let's imagine that for a second. If you are not able to function in a civilization that puts you amongst the global 10%, then how do you think you will fare when that civilization crashes? Where will you go? To another country? Or do you believe that you can thrive in anarchy? You're not a main player now. When this civilization at the very least functions, but you think in chaos you'll become the man who has it all. But you know the funny thing is, even if this civilization did crash and burn, it wouldn't stay that way because men with a reason to fight would fight. Someone commented that there are no tyrannical lords drafting men to go to war. But even when kings could order entire villages of men to fight, they still had to make them believe they were doing this for a reason. Because the thing is with human beings, they're not that easy to control. They rebel, they ask questions, they plot behind your back, have both planned and unplanned revolutions that end up in the deaths of said kings. Genghis Khan was a slave, and yet he went on to lead one of the most successful imperial takeovers the world has ever seen, dominating the East and pushing into the West. Aristotle described the British as only fit to be slaves, and yet they went on to create one of the largest empires the world has ever seen and impose that very same ideology across the world. The point is, throughout history, the fortunes of men have risen and fallen. Those with a reason to fight will always be the movers and shakers of history. So when you ask, why should men fight for a broken system? Why should they sacrifice themselves for society? My response is, let the men who have a reason to dream, who have a dream to achieve, a family to protect, a flicker of hope to preserve, fight, and I will continue to explore concepts in literature and relate them to real life here on the Malika Writes channel. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a lovely day.